What's up, fellow humans? My name is Tanik and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, where in the first episode we got accused of murder. Hey, fun! So now, with new witnesses in the court, we continue the trial to try and prove our innocence. But before we continue with this directly, I want to take a look at this waiter's business card. Oh wait, hang on. I have my headphones plugged into the wrong thing, I just realized. Whoops! It's a bit loud. Okay, I might have screamed my intro because of that, but that's fine. Intros are there to be screamed. I can turn down the volume in editing, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Waiter's business card. So last time the waiter was very nervous about having to actually give his business card as evidence. So he sketched the restaurant on one side and then on the other side. Can we not switch it around? No. Okay, so I guess there's just something on this side, on his sketch, that he does not want us to notice. Alright, so kitchen entrance. Interesting. Okay, I guess right now we can't do too much with it yet. So let's continue here. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yasanosa reporting for duty, sir. Is he? What is he inspecting? Myself, I employ as a purveyor of fine articles in antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation. Nippon. Wow, that's a mouthful. All right. And conduct by trade from Rasutai, a humble premises in this. A humble premises? Is that how you say it? All right. In the 2nd district, Curio Kurikuta, at your service. Kurikuta, okay. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question. Always post-noon. Post-noon. Okay. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. Alright. I can't understand a word what that old man is saying, yeah. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. It really is a kind of multitasking to try and voice all these different characters, understand what they are saying, and also try and pronounce all these words that are either Japanese names or words that I've never heard before. It's quite fun, but difficult. But I'm getting used to it, I think, I hope. It's good practice. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. Alright. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. So did he talk to the woman that sat on the opposite side of the table where the victim was, the Englishman? Right, I see. Oh, right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! Jesus. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. Alright, dude, just calm down. Oh no, he's using the finger! My only weakness! Ah! It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. I think he's being pretty clear. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, I was wondering that. Like, I was busy screaming myself, but there was something... I don't know, squeaky thing? Is that what I heard? So, this is the decisive evidence of the prosecution was threatening. To our witnesses, just. That's the evidence. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I have been the whole time, Kazuma. I thought you knew me. Bro, if I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Yes, exactly. Bam! Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. There was a fly on my pedestal, so I had to hammer it. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. I'm having a lot of fun with this. Yeah, what is this? Sir, yes sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory... Oh, wait, what voice did I give? Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. What? Acerbic? Acerbic? What is that word? These are very fancy words as this game is spewing at me. Oh, witness testimony. Are you okay, old man? Do you need to go to the bathroom? What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Tactical discussion. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. Extolling the virtues. Okay, sure, yeah, sure, old man. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. Is that the little baby that's crying in the background? The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Wow, these these are very different dialogues. Holy. Okay, it's fun. I hope though that I'm not clipping my microphone all the time. I really hope so, especially with that sergeant. I kind of toned down the volume of my microphone before recording. So, I hope so. If I am clipping the microphone, I'm terribly sorry. That probably sounds terrible. But I don't want to put it even further. I did listen to the first episode. I'm recording this right after the first episode. I did listen to the recording of the first episode a little bit. And it sounded fine from what I listened to there. So, I guess it's fine. Maybe I should just scream less extremely loud or like move backwards when I scream. So that should work. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vile moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy, sir. Oh god, he has a knife. Oh shoot. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. You say that while handling a knife. But this is ridiculous. Oh, whoops, I skipped history. I didn't shoot anyone. There we go. Is that really true? Yes, okay. What, are you questioning me now as well? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. Yes, flashback again. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. English-made? The bullet didn't leave him. The bullet didn't go through. We can check if it's an English bullet. Because this is in Japan. So the gun might be from the Englishman, but the bullet might be from someone else. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. And he probably did. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Bang! Yeah, it's a different gun. But if that's the truth, There was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there is a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! Switch places, I need to cross-examine you. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. Objection? Not yet, probably. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Objection. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare... Yes! Come on, objection. You have to say the... Fine. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense demands its right to cross-examination. Nani? Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Oh. Oh. How did he know? Bam. The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can you possibly carry out a cross-examination? Yes, oh yes, you did it. But it's Kazuma, not us. He knows how to do it. See? Not yes. It's objection. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Yeah. Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. I'm so ready. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Oh, but I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it. Yeah, okay, please let me get through it. I have ideas. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. Do we have any way of finding... Well, they don't do the autopsy. They just inspect the corpse, but they don't do an autopsy. So is there any way of actually seeing what bullet that was? Because I think that's probably our best lead right now. Just finding that the bullet isn't an English bullet. I mean, he could have just put another bullet in there, but the guns might be constructed differently in Britain and in Japan. Probably, actually. Firearms. So then the bullets as well. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Easier said than done. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Okay, that was awesome. He wanted to slam the table, but he just did a smack. Oh my god. Ah yes, this is good. This is gold. So much life in this, I love it. Alright then, it's all or nothing. Ooh, fancy. Cross-examination. What the witnesses saw. Oh, we have lives or something? What's that at the top right? I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a okay, yeah, he's just repeating it. So that's... I'm not gonna read all that again, because otherwise I'm gonna get a sore throat very quickly. Alright. So how did he see it? Ah! Wait. We have the layout of the restaurant, and there was no one around the table. So if they were further in the back, and they were... yeah, and he was investigating the virtue, whatever he called it, the curio that the old man was offering him. He would have been distracted, right? And he can't just immediately turn around as soon as the trigger is pulled and still see who fired it. That's just too fast. Okay. Black uniformed varsity cadet. Black uniformed. Okay. On my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of a... Oh, wait! Didn't you just say they were... He was showing the curio to the soldier, so why was he looking for it at the same time? I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen, Ryunosuke. We know there are lies lurking in your statements. It's time to expose them. I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that you've collected. You can examine the present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing R. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare all the facts. This is cool. Somewhere in there, you will find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. An inconsistency. When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present your evidence with X and rip the witness apart. He holds his sword while doing it and ripped it apart. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. Is that the life system? If you dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart, and you'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find inconsistency with a witness's statement. Alright, I'll give it a try. You can hear the witness statements over and over again, as many times as you like. So keep your head and be measured in your... Wait. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Alright. He reaches for his sword again. He's ready to attack, Kazuma. Okay. Regulation beefsteak. That's the same as the Englishman had. He also had a beefsteak. I remember that from the photograph. Alright. Oh wait, yeah, we have to pay attention. We have to present the evidence while that contradicting text box is on the screen, right? Well, they both say they were in a discussion. I don't know what the motive would be for this old man to lie about searching for his curio, though. Except if he's the one who shot him. Somehow. I mean, we could also contradict this. Right, shit. There's definitely an inconsistency here. I'm just not sure how to object it. There's the beefsteak. He's turned around. We can use a magnifying glass. It's not necessary though, is it? Entrance kitchen. So he died over here. Whoops. Didn't want to do that. We don't know where they were talking. So I can't really use this as a contradiction, can I? A little after 2 PM was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. Huh. Huh. Black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly was a little weasel. Oh, wait, from the back. It didn't pass through, so this can't... Ooh, so it can't be shot from the back. Gotcha! Present! Yes. That's a lie! Good sir. Yeah, he's ready. Instead of seeing the act actually happen, he instead did something with the old man that caused him to lose his curio and made him have to search for it. So there's a double contradiction there. What? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir? I mean, yes! Again. He's trying so hard to be intimidating and confident, but he's failing. I mean, he's getting there. I mean, yes, there is a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Ah, so frustrating. That's proper slam. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. Am I recording, actually? Yes. Just making sure. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Indeed. Kazuma, what are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with this sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant, I love the music. This is so good. Ooh. By the way, I didn't mention that in the first episode, but I recognized a bit of the classic tunes of Ace Attorney in the title music. That was also very, very cool. But it was remastered very nicely. I like it. Very, very orchestral, very full of life. Very nice. Sergeant Iyasa Nosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Come on, you could say it. Take a close look at the print. It's shot from the front, and it can't be from the back in any case because it didn't go through. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah! Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, there is a baby. Oh, what is that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Poor baby. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Did his eye just twitch? The baby is laughing. Nice. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iyasa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Yeah. I think I actually I nailed that. Inconsistencies here. Oh, got an award. Has been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. Yeah, I mean, it gets you to question things. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
Yes! But then I fired the gun. Just picked it up. All I did was pick it up the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Searching for a screw. Hunting for treasure. You can also say it that way, yeah. Treasure. What the fuck? Indeed, the Hoy Era Coben, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket. What are these words? Habitude, bosom pocket, a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Razute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my hooray treasure. Profitable? Oh, there are so many words that I don't know. I am astonished. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The cowbin vanished? Hunting around under the table. I was in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did. But I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hawaii treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? Did you? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoi Koban was lost to me. The plot thickens. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. I think he has a suspicion. And the soldier is awkwardly looking away. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Bam! Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Archie? Okay, someone please tell me in the comments how to pronounce this name. I probably should have looked that up in a different Let's Play between episodes, but I'm already quite a bit into this episode now, so yeah, I don't want to break the flow now to look that up, so we're just gonna go with that. Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing the next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. Bam! The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Hey. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Bam. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as spherical glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. And what, sir? Awaiting signal to testify, sir. excuse me, but there's something, someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ida. It's a nice name. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ironic. Ida. Teen shop. Aww. How cute. Also kind of disgusting, but cute. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Quell the enemy. Sure. Show me what you got. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. No. That's weird that they also say that. There was the woman though. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies. Yes! Wait! That's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. Both are looking away. Did she bribe them? She did look rather fancy. And I mean, the old man did enter the restaurant to meet wealthy people, so there's a chance. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact. Oh. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? New evidence. Huh. Okay. Indeed. Of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. We have to compare the state of the steak and the cutlery with the other photo. Because the Englishman is not here in this photo. So we have to fit the timeline together. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print. It would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. Okay, I need a sip of water because all this talking in different voices is making my throat a little die. So be back in a second. Speaking of stay hydrated, a bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen at the victim's table. So they also specifically addressed the steak lunch. So there has to be something about that. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. Mysterious. That waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. Okay, I wanna investigate this. The fork is in the same position. Wait. No, it's the same bottle. But here it seems empty. But that doesn't really tell us anything. It's bitten off about halfway into the plate. Yeah, I mean, it could just barely obscure. Yeah, no, I can't really deduce anything yet. Interesting. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies have just heard, we have just heard, leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Archie, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor. Alright, dude. How could this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Ew, that's not good. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's nothing going on here behind... There is something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it. To draw out the truth in your cross-examination. Just like you're about to draw out your sword. I don't know, Kazuma. Bam! The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses. But make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Alright, cross-examination. The true culprit. Even what I saw wasn't a precise moment of it. It was almost the same thing. Oh wait, we can press L to press? Interesting. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was the young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Yeah, we are committed to that. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed there were only personnel present. What do you say, we? What about the waiter? Is he included in this statement? Let's press press. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. Objection! Objection! As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growling colors in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there'd been more people dining there at the time, then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 PM when it happened. Yeah. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. And no, of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 PM is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Huh. Yes, Your Excellency. There was indeed a reason. There was? Oh. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hotel Clinic, yes. Hotel Clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 PM. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Should I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted as evidence or not? Why would I not? Just give it to me. Yeah?
Yes!
Yes! If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? Oh, do I need reasoning? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extremis. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
I mean, yeah, proxy. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I mean, he's dead, so I guess privacy is not really all that. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend. Yes, very disturbing. Ooh, no. Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Victim's medical report card has been added. Okay. What we need right now is new clues. Loose clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for... Oh, it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. We'll see about that. Yeah, sure. Okay, hang on, let's investigate. Oh, I can't. It's just there. Okay. There's something about this that we haven't figured out yet. If you really were dining alone, why would you choose that seat? Like in the middle of where people would be walking through the other seats. Why wouldn't he go somewhere near the edge or the corner? Except if he wanted to sit opposite to someone else. Also, why would he be turned around like this with his chair if he was just there to eat? That's weird. Doesn't really make sense. Also, right, so he's turned around away from the table, and on the other side there are two desks. It's turned around from the table. On the other side there are two desks. That's not possible. That just doesn't match. So there's definitely something off here. But how do I exactly contradict this? Like, how do I exactly object this? That's the question. There could be one table in the background of the photo, but not two. That doesn't make sense. I'm not sure if that's what the game wants me to choose, though. Maybe this plays some kind of role here. And we just got it. Doesn't have to. Would be clever game design if it's for later, not now. Is there any other statement that we should press first? So I decided to press on the statement that he was dining all alone, the Englishman, because maybe he can question more that he was actually dining because he was turned around. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I place you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. It is contestable. As it can clearly be seen, there is only a single beef steak on the victim's table. A meal for one. No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant and the waiter who testified before. It's not possible that they are all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. That's fair. Whoa, this is actually not easy. Ah. But very fun. I like this. This is very cool. I mean, I guess we could press on this as well, because you would see the blood loss, right? So you could kind of judge how long ago it was. No, it's not the same thing at all. For start, I didn't fire the gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Bam. Just a moment ago, I blinked. And I didn't even see. Ha! Nice trick. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. Is it? So there you have it. That's not conclusive evidence. I have what? The intro! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Draco-san? Interesting. I guess the only one who could have taken that photo would be the people who came to investigate afterwards. So I guess that's not any discrepancy. Although there is water here in the glass, and here not, as far as I can tell. Let's use the magnifying glass. I don't see any line that would indicate that there's water in there. So this would have been before this, then, or staged, just in general. Yeah, no, wait, so the glass was empty when he was already dead. How then, if this could have only been taken afterwards, is there water in the glass? Why would someone put water in the glass? Let's try it, I guess.
Yes!
Well, what about that last statement made by the witness? It seems perfectly reasonable to me. Exactly! Perfectly reasonable in every way. Perhaps you should take a leaf out of the witness's book and learn to be more reasonable yourself. Yeah, alright, I just need to calm down and think everything through again from the start. Yeah. Okay, there has to be something more obvious. Let's go through the evidence again. I guess we could press more on this statement and maybe force them to provide more evidence to back their claims. That they themselves didn't do. Why aren't you telling the truth? What? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion is just not possible. Looking away. Fortunately for you, defendant Narrowholder, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. Is it a blatant waste of the... Yeah, okay. There's nothing you can say to that. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Did we? Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? You notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Oh, now we can. Earlier we couldn't. Okay, that seems like a Street Fighter combo. Bam, 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 bam. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. Well, yeah, that definitely helps. Why is he only telling that us now? Well, alright. Whatever. Then we can mark discrepancies. Or interesting things. Move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues. Yeah, okay. Okay, he's telling us something now. Crosshairs start to pulsate. Press A to investigate further. Hmm? Yeah, gotcha. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. Yeah. Gotcha. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Yeah. Alright. Mr. John Wilson. It says Hodder Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics. Almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Is that the time to talk about this? Are they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I have ever had in my life. Why are you talking about this now? And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. Ugh. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life. Most people would give their right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. Interesting. Cried for every wizard. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Let's have a look. This is some kind of a medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Ah, wait. So why would he eat steak with a removed tooth then? It might not be the best idea. It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. Ah, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Oh, here we go. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours. Post-procedure. Until anesthetic effects have passed. There we go. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. Yeah, you could say that again. Ooh. You can buy a little. Yes. There's new information. The meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. There we go. Dining all by himself. He wasn't. He wasn't dining. Oh, whoops, I did the examine thing again. Whoops, I have to press X. Yeah. Skip, please. Is this the fastest this can skip? Okay, we'll be here for a while, lads. Alright, present. Yes. The arm raising every time. Well, I think, what are we doing, lad? You gonna call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost, here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. Well, also, I could see quite clearly that cross-examination you just carried out. In that cross-examination. And you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully. You knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Kind of good advice, sometimes not. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Take a deep breath, yes. Kurikuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Oh, look at my boy, he's so confident. Oh yes. Character development. I love it. I love that aspect. I didn't know that there was so much character development in this as well. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Still not. You're getting that up. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish rivalry. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever you may or may have not, yeah, okay, sure. But that's, remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further. It's now or never. The witness testimony is okay, yeah. Keep on rambling, my dude. Pale-faced pupil, come on, dude. Yeah, go! This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. Do you really believe that? Ooh. That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hotter Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating. Bam! Take that! Just what are you trying to say? He had orders not to eat, so what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. So the empty seat was for him. I don't know why he ended up in the other seat, but I guess we'll find out. Kurikuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed, sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Oh, he actually slammed the table. Yes! Go! Go, Ryunosuke. Slam that table. Yeah. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Oh, look at him. He's so confident. Ah! Expertly done, partner. Oh, heck yeah. I'm so cheering for him. I'm so invested. What is this nonsense? You're a Lapstad. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table. Objection! There's a fly. Ugh, go away. Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that tables in this restaurant case have turned. Ooh! Tables have turned. Oh yes. Would you agree, Ryunosuke? Ooh, look at him. Yes, most definitely. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beef steak? It's already bitten as well. The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Ooh, yeah. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been the victim herself, me, the two witnesses, an as yet unknown third party. Not me. No, the as yet unknown third party. The woman. Look at me, slap the table again. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, the sword, we will launch a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Ooh, look at him, headstrong. Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? Oh, the figure. I have issue with them. Those two witnesses in the stand. Ah, what are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. Yeah, we found discrepancies in both of the victim's statements. So, and also the other guy behaved very suspiciously, so all of them are in on it. So if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Why is the baby in this? Complicit in murder? No, 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 no! Oh, that's a pretty little bow the baby has there. No, 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 negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. Oh? Getting kinda scared? No, alright. Maybe switch sides? I was just following orders. That's right, as the man says. Just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh. What? The plot thickens. What did you just say, Kurikuto-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Hold on, lad, I was, Say you never saw the gentlewoman? Ah. Now the tables have turned. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What? Ooh. Hey, where do I leave this episode? I guess we'll just keep going until we find a good spot. What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, your pair? Your pair? Ooh. Just one simple slip of the tongue. That's all it takes? Order! Order! Order in the court! Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. I actually believe them. I think the woman bribed them. It's fine. It doesn't have to work every time with slamming. It's fine. You're getting there. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? I love the slamming table thing that's going on. It's awesome. Well, the baby's... the baby's unhappy. That's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke. Judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Archie had any idea about it. Agreed? It's a woman. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It can only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we can make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did. Who it was really did wield his or her power here. There we go. But how? How can we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? By pressing on statements? We examined this piece. Oh, okay. Examined the business card. We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Yeah. Give me the business card. Let me get to that. Yes. I'm so ready. There's no time to lose. Bam! I want answers. It is proven that these witnesses have been manipulated. I assure you, the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing. And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency, no time to think. I'm just going to have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses is... Well, if it's not the woman, then it's him. Right? I can't examine this stuff right now. The evidence. Could he have the influence? I don't think so. Head waiter. So, head waiter. So he would have the power to kick him out. I guess. And while he is trying to sell his wares. What would be his... What would he have against him? What was the thing that he was coughing blood? What is that about?
Yes!
It has to be him. Well, surely that would be... Satoru Honosaga-san. Honosaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier. Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even the head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. Let me look on his business card. If that is the man truly were a waiter. Chief Inspector. Primary Criminal Investigation Division. Imperial Police. Ah! Police. Hey! What? If you truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Honosaga-san's real identity is proven by... oh, yeah, that's wrong voice. That's fine, yes! This one. I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, Counsel. I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused. Sorry? A blackguard who would stoop to presenting irrelevant elements to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this rookie. Ah! Wait, what? Why was that not correct? I'm confused. But... do I have to click on this first? I lost a life for nothing. It's fine, whatever. Look, do you see where it says the word? Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I already read the stuff. Job title. Yep. Chief Inspector Satoru Honosaga. Primary criminal investigation. Okay, so remember, if we want to submit evidence for objection, we first have to actually inspect the part of it that is the contradicting part. Or the incriminating part. Oh, okay. So you get it as an extra item. Yeah, or as an updated item. Yeah, I guess that happened last time as well.
Yes!
Yeah. Yeah. I really trust it, but I will do contribute anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's... What? It's the back of the card that's of interest. I guess he's just saying what he's thinking. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front. Yes! The front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. He is confident. Can somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of this business card. The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession, but that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police dude? I haven't heard of any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard of any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Hold it! Ah, new person. Oh, here again. Yeah, okay. And Inspector... Wait, what voice is it again? Inspector Hosonaga. The glasses, oh yes, very anime. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The epic music, oh yes. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this. You don't have to read all of this again. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you need to say, you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course. You said, whoops. I was working undercover. What was he going to say? Your salary must be terrible. Oh my god. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? What are you thinking out for? The push of the glasses. That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Honosaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. You have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Stalling? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. Bang! As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the table was a young lady, whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. Sat on the opposite side? But the victim sat on the place where the steak was. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? Because she was rich and bribed people. Probably. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interests not to pursue that idea. Well, to say that, but the Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect? That's fair. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. Ooh. So, Ooh, that's mean. So, say if we don't have completely irrefutable evidence, we will still be accused of murder. Because otherwise, yeah, that would be bad for the relationship with Britain. Even if the court actually believes that we are not the murderer. You need irrefutable evidence. Okay. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. The push of the glasses. This episode is getting quite long. Already 1.5 hours, I think. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yumei University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent? I don't know that word. Prudent to check her identity first. And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle? Brett. Okay. So now we could call her into court. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yumei University's medical faculty. Interesting. What? What is happening? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene. Not all, my dude. And ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in the testimonies. It must be up to Your Excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a discretion of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Ugh. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Heck yeah. Go you. Inspector Hodosaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were giving from the police bureau. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. I mean, you kind of wouldn't have if I weren't. Whatever. So it won't be a problem. Jeez, dude. Okay, nothing will get in my way. Kinda creepy with the blood, but alright. Go you, maybe? Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency! Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. For reconvening. To be continued. In episode 3. This was a long episode, but that's fine. This game is super fun, and kind of expected these to be long. Save your current progress. Yes, definitely. Alright. Awesome. So, wait. Is that the only time you can save? After these long sections? So do I always have to record 2 episodes after each other, or just one really long one? Yeah, it's fine. I'll manage. I'm recording Half-Life Alyx 2 episodes right after each other every time as well, so it works. Alright, so thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and maybe subscribe as well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!